Today I'm coaching a master player, and because of it I will go more into detail than usual, and even if you're not master, even if you're lower, I'm sure you can still learn a lot from it. So let's not waste any more time. 700 games almost, yeah, that's a bit. I mean, is this the first season you were master, if I remember correctly?
Yes, but I was also master first split on the UNES, EU
Oh, first
Northeast
split,
account.
yeah. Okay. I mean, already this year is amazing, right, for you?
Yeah.
It's great. Do you
I
want GM next season?
or Challenger even.
Okay, there you go. That's the spirit.
I want to climb. It's like when I played on East first split, I definitely had a bit of a help with AQIRYS, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the nerfs, I felt like I was hitting a bit of a wall because of my macro wasn't as good as it should have been when I came over to West. But I certainly think that I've improved a bit on it.
Okay, first, you like to look at matchups, right?
Yep.
So what do you know about them? How do you think you should play this? That's the most important question before starting a game.
Well, if you're just asking about the bot matchup right now,
Yeah, just
well,
bot lane, like first
that's
levels, that's important.
sort of my early game because Jinx and Lux just outrange me. And like after we have like level 6, we can just go and focus one down. Jinx forgot to take cleanse for whatever
Yeah,
reason
exactly.
against
Important. Yeah, there you
Lissandra.
go. You recognize that, it's good.
And I took cleanse because of Lux and because of Twisted Fate. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if it was only Lux, I could have just taken Ghost, I feel like, and just dodge.
Yeah, but because to cleanse, Jinx has Ghost, you have stronger early if they somehow mess up and get too close to you.
This one, I'm gonna have good stats, but I felt like early game was quite a bit fiesta and like I could have done much better.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
like I was unfocused or I don't know, and it took me like 10 minutes to get like focused. And
What happened? Did your jungler do stuff bot side when you were pushed in? Is that what happened? That's when I struggle the most, and it's hard to play
we
there.
got pushed in certainly, and jungle was playing for us actually, like we're strong side.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It felt like we were just not out pushing the Jinx and the Lux. And
Yeah.
so
First of all, like that word, I kind of actually like that early word from you because your your jungle starts topside, right? He's pathing towards bot most likely. And if you spot the enemy jungler like where he starts, you're helping him a lot. That's really good,
and
actually.
it also helps me because I know what to do with the wave usually.
Only downside is that you don't have a ward anymore. But I mean, you should know that jungler is starting
Fine,
topside. Yeah,
because my support should have the war still, so it should be fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. So I wonder how you're gonna play around. Like the most important thing in this lane, in my opinion, is playing around the cooldowns, right? So what can kill you from their side? Like what is the only thing you need to watch out for if you're gonna go in like crazy?
Lux Q.
Yeah, exactly. And you have what do you have on your side that's important?
My Halo Blades and
Okay.
Isolation for my Q.
Yeah, but it's like that's some damage. But let's say like what do they need to avoid not to get caught or die?
Well, it's under W.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. So again, like Lux presses Q, you can actually engage, especially at level 2, 3 when Lissandra has her abilities. And the opposite, if Lissandra like misses an engage or whatever, it's kind of hard to do anything. And you always need to keep
One
that
thing
in
I
mind.
felt like I didn't have any effect over much is that after Lissandra used her Q early on,
Yeah, here.
like she just went all the way back down there and
Well,
like
her Q is on cooldown for like 8 seconds, right?
I know, but that's the thing, like she just gives the prio completely over to Lux and the Jinx, and like we cannot really contest it that way.
Well, one thing you could do here is try to bait Lux E, right? She started E, right?
But it's a bit difficult with Lux, like
But,
if the Lux is a good one.
But first of all, like you before we started the game, right? What was your plan in this lane? What did you say you were going to do?
I was gonna play until like level 2, level 3 when we have a engage, and then level 6.
Yeah, and
especially.
until then, play safe, right?
Yeah.
That's your plan, right? So why
Yeah.
are we not doing that? Why are we hitting those minions? If Lissandra already used Q, right? What if instead, okay, look, we go in this laning phase. We try to play around these brushes, maybe catch a little bit of damage, right? Lissandra hits a Q, then okay, good. So far so good, but what's the plan? Lissandra has Q on cooldown, Lux has E probably, Jinx is longer range. Right now, if they both walk up to you, you can't do much, right? And because of this, we think, okay, are we gonna play for level 2? Well, not really, because they just push us. They have higher range, they have abilities. We don't. So instead, I would just not touch the minions at all and just let them push. If you touch the minions, the issue is that they push slower. So they keep you in this kind of position where the wave is in the middle for way longer, and it's bad for you, right? And this is why playing with your game plan that you made in the loading screen is so important.
But I feel like even if Lissandra would just walk up here, then we could just punish back because I have Hail of Blades. Like, the reason I shot it is because I didn't feel that threatened of the Lux, because we could just walk up together the Lux and then Q and the Hail of Blades or Taste of Blood and trade evenly, worst case.
So if you're not afraid, then why are you not like walking up a bit more? And I think here you don't basic Q the Lux, right? You basic a minion, which is awkward. You could be basic attacking the Lux right now, right?
Yeah.
And then queuing, and then more basic maybe from Hell of Blade. Right?
Yes, because it's like I also wanna. I missed it a bit. I also wanna push the wave because if the minions disappear from there, Lux cannot just walk up because then she will take a lot of damage from my Q and my spells. So I usually just wanna get rid of the melee minions if I play Kaisa because of that. It's much harder for them to trade you, like make a good trade if there's no minions near you.
Yeah, I agree with that. But in like you can't always have like apply the same thing over and over and over in every game, and every game is gonna be correct. In this game, for example, Lux messes up. Like Lux has no business walking up so close to you, right? And instead of you punishing her, you are still having that thought of I need to clear those melee minions no matter what. So it's really strange here how you just just don't hit the Lux, like
Yeah, I feel like that could be also an effect of me just focusing on last hitting a bit too much, because I notice myself that I miss a lot of last hits early game, like early to mid game, and it's like I usually miss around 20 to 30 CS per game, I feel like.
Okay.
And that's quite a lot.
So
it's like 2 kills.
For example, on Kaisa, this is actually a nice example because Kaisa is really good at farming early because the Q executes minions, right? And because of that, if you want to farm these 3 melee minions, how are you supposed to use your Q then?
Like hit each minion twice and then Q, or
stuff like that. So like towards the end of their HP, right? When they're lower than 35%, they take extra damage. So you let the melee minions hit each other a little bit, or you basically attack them a little bit too. Spread out the damage, then you Q. And if you know this, why do we Q already here too early, right?
That's because of the Lux.
Yeah, but
if I hit the Lux with at least one part of the Q, I proc the health, the Taste of Blood.
Yeah, that's true. But
and that's the main reason I did.
It's already a bit too late because we didn't commit right away, right?
Yeah.
We allowed her to walk up the E basic attack for free. That's the mistake here I'm seeing, right? Lissandra doesn't matter because Jinx is so far away anyway, right? That's why I didn't even mention. Like Jinx is not even there. You're just 1v1ing a Lux here, and she walks up for free, right? And that is the biggest mistake that happened here, right? And let's say it didn't happen. You hit the Lux here, good. The wave would be kind of similar. It's in the same spot, but but you might have like maybe more HP. Maybe Lux wouldn't have base cut active, or even if she did, she would be way lower now. So already like that would be a small advantage. And every little advantage matters in any phase a lot.
Especially early game.
And in this case, for example, so here I didn't want to mention Lissandra and Jinx because they were just turbo far away, right? It's 1v1, okay? That's why we could punish. But in this case, like, what are we doing, right? Like, we are...
I guess I didn't react fast enough because it looked like for a second that Lissandra wants to go into Q.
Oh, I mean, even if she wants to go in, right? She's too far. And what can she do? Press Q.
But then
here you are
I'm also in this,
right?
Yeah.
This is the biggest problem here.
I think this was one of the moments where I realized, okay, I need to chill out. I was playing a lot of various games that day.
Okay, but again, like based on the game plan we made, we don't want to go too crazy early because they outrange us, right? And again, about spell tracking, ability tracking, right? Lissandra just used Q right now, right? She just used it, right? It's on cooldown for like 6 more seconds. And we know that. And look, we go 1v2. Like Lissandra, if she walks up, what? She's got a base attack once? Cool, right?
Yeah.
So already one mistake you're making that could improve a lot your early game. Just keep track of your allies and enemy cooldowns, of course. Ally is more important because if your ally has stuff, you can trade. If they don't, you don't trade.
Yeah, matchups I'm still not like really good at, especially when I get like not often picked like Lissandra support.
I mean, matchups, this is why I break down matchups in like sustain, ranged, and all in, right? Because it's way easier to figure out what I need to do. And in this case, it's like they have higher range than you, and you have better like all in. It's kind of how it is. Which means, of course, early game is going to be a bit harder because you don't reach them. But after that, like level 3, level 6, you have way more options.
I guess it's also like I apply the same strategy way too often because I play Varus a lot. And with Varus, it's like I know I'm really strong at level 2 and level 3 there.
Yeah.
And I guess I try to apply it here to like get the level 2 faster. And then when I get level 2, I just want to like, hard trade or go in and like try to burst someone down.
That's a really good plan. I really love going for level 2 as well, right? But again, when they are stronger early because they outrange you, it's hard to get the level 2, especially if we ignore ally cooldowns, right? That's the biggest thing.
But like, I don't know. Every time I see that someone doesn't take like cleanse versus such hard CC like Lissandra, it just triggers me and I want to go like, okay, I want to go all in level 2 because they won't be able to escape.
Well, yeah, you want to go level 2 all in, but then why do you do this level 1, right?
Yeah.
You see what I'm getting?
Yeah.
I think for you, making a better early game plan in loading screen and playing accordingly to the plan, and of course you adapt a little bit in case they int like this Lux did, right? It's what you need to focus on to have a better early game.
It's not even about the plan itself because I feel like I know what I should be doing and just sticking to that plan.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but again, like level 2, you want level 2 because you know if cleanse like Lissandra flash W's to kill, right? But you're level 1. Instead of trying to trade right now, why don't we hit minions instead, right? Instead of taking a 1v2 trade, for example, if you want to get a level 2. And because you traded earlier, now the wave is kind of even. They might even get level 2 sooner if you're unlucky. Or you are forced to use your Q already, right? And you now get level 2 without Q. And this only happened because you tried to trade. Instead, if you use those basic attacks, and those trades were like kind of bad or even. They were kind of bad actually. But I want you to like realize that your basic attacks, every basic attack, is a limited resource when it comes to first 2 minion waves. And every basic you don't use on the wave is like a second wasted of getting level 2, basically. Okay. And yeah, because of that, here to get level 2, you are kind of forced to use Q. I wouldn't really use Q even in this case, because again, if your game plan, I made this mistake a lot. If your game plan is to play for level 2, like you don't use abilities, you know, you could farm those minions with just basic attacks probably. Because now you get level 2.
I was
And
mainly using my Q there because they were about to get level 2 as well, if you check. Like, they also need to kill one more minion.
I mean,
And that's why I wanted to even it out so they don't just straight up jump on us and I lose CS. Like, they were pretty far, but
okay, but what happens if you use your Q and you get level 2 at the same time? They have 2 abilities, you have 1. So it's like you're level 1 too, you know? So in a way, it's like getting level 2 maybe in this case a couple of seconds later, but having both abilities in case a fight breaks out, it's better, right?
that I definitely feel like I do way too often, especially on Varus, and I need to remind myself a lot to not do it, because it's like we are 3 minions away from leveling up to level 2, and I just use my auto E to trade right before it, kind of to force off the enemy from the wave, but then it's like it's still on 5-second cooldown when I get level 2.
Yeah, you could try to actively like think about it and see how it works, and try to keep those abilities for when you reach level 2. And I think you're going to find a lot more success, and you're going to be able to get a lot more flashes or kills level 2 that way. And here, let's go back to the game for a second. Right now you get level 2, right? And your plan was to go for level 2, but that's the case. Why are we so back, right? Why are we this far back? You know? Like, right now, from what I'm seeing is, okay, we got level 2. Lissandra probably has W if you want to engage. And if you are getting kind of close to them, and let's say Lux uses Q on the Lissandra, that's fine, right? Why do you think that's fine?
Sorry, say that again.
Let's say Lux uses Q on Lissandra right now, and you walk up. Why do you think that is fine? It's fine, but I want to...
Because then Lux is out of the fight, both of her spells are on cooldown.
Okay, and what happens after the Lissandra is out of the root?
She has her abilities up still,
Yeah,
and
she
we
can
can
flash,
just
flash W the jinx, right? And if you walk up, you can deal damage and kill her, basically. It's simple. You have Hello Blades up, she flash W's the jinx, she's dead, right? No way they escape. It's a free kill. And we know that. And Lissandra probably knows that too. But because you are sitting here all the way this far back with no confidence, even though Jinx has 330 HP, I think, looking at her HP bar. Because of this, because of where you are right now, of your insecurity, Lissandra starts to become insecure as well, right? And because of your positioning, your support is misplaying, basically. Like, because we stay this far back and we just waste W right away, it's like, well, now there's no option to flash W, kinda, because use W, you are too far anyway. Like, she's just gonna take E level 2 then, and it's bad. But I want you to see that Lissandra only did this because you were sitting here, right? So yeah, playing based on the plan we have made at the start of the game.
More in sync with my support.
Yeah, exactly. Like playing for the plan we made on the screen, and playing in sync with your support and tracking your support cooldowns is what's gonna help you a lot in laning phase, from what I'm seeing.
Definitely some autopiloting early game.
Yeah, like early game is just as important, right? I believe mid game is the most important, but early game, if you're 0-6 early game, it doesn't matter. It's way harder to play after that.
I agree with that, especially because I like to play very snowbally, like force fights, and I know I'm stronger.
Even better for you to practice early game more, right?
Especially in Kai'Sa, I need to practice more because I've lost a bit of confidence on Kai'Sa. I've been rusty when playing her. It was like I haven't touched her in like way over 20 games.
Well, that's a bit... The champion in general is a bit less important, right? It doesn't matter what champion you play, the same concepts apply. But if you know your champion, you have more experience, of course it's better. But you know, in this case, Kaisa, you know, it's good. Kaisa is good. Here you could have killed them, right? If you played it properly, right?
Or at least one of the trade.
Mm-hmm.
Like jinx like flashes or goes away or something.
Yeah. So it's only been 3 minutes and look how much we can improve already. It's crazy. And if we played based on the game plan, right? I think this is how the wave would have looked like anyway. And Rengar was pathing towards bot. You would have been full HP and you would have been able to just 3v to them, right? But now it's just awkward, right? Even if Rengar comes, it might be a bit more awkward now. Because we took so many unnecessary trades. Okay. Now let's see what happens next. Oh, this is Fiesta.
This was miscommunication largely. I thought that Rengar planned to go in, and so I kind of hinted a bit here.
Yeah, well, as you know, like as a rule, what I usually do is like focus the wave, then go. That's number one rule. And after you learn that rule, you can start to branch out of it. And yeah, here you just didn't know. Like you thought, Rengar is going, but I mean, at this point, do you see where Rengar is? Like, do you think he's still going? The scuttle is always.
I was very zoned in on the like grab to try to steal it from the Kazakhs. Yeah.
Well, that didn't work out, did it?
And then yeah, Lissandra saves me, but I need to dice for it.
User flash. Oof. Yeah, miscommunication, but
yeah.
Another rule to remember, another bad habit to never do, which I did and helped me a lot, is, you know, don't frontline, don't start anything alone as ADC, because usually when it does, it's bad, right? Usually when you start things alone, it's bad. No matter the champion you play, even if you play Vayne, they can just catch you and at least chunk you. Even if they don't kill you and they chunk you, you are still out of the fight because you're ADC. And in the early game, even more, because if something happens, well, you lose the wave, you lose so much more in the early game. And you're way weaker early, so you can't really do anything like this early game, no matter what, because it most likely will never work out.
He's a drug man. True. I deserved it though.
And yeah, like even though you got a kill here, like your teammates got a kill, the enemies got a kill too. You lose the wave now, right? Instead, imagine we just stayed on the wave.
Like, it's not a full loss though, because Pantheon does get the bot wave.
Doesn't he just leave the wave though? Yeah, he left it.
Oh no, okay. I pinged him off because it was actually pushing towards me.
Yeah, but you know, like imagine in the contrary, on the other situation, like we just stayed bot here, right? You see Rengar and Kha'Zix there, right? So how come why don't we walk up with Lissandra here together, right? Isn't that just much better?
Because I don't see the Lux, and I feel like if I go follow Lissandra there, because you know I don't have a mobility spell like her, they could instantly just like snipe us on the way there. And like if even just the Lux E hits me, if I go that path, the same as Lissandra, then I'm already down so much health that I cannot really do anything.
Okay.
That's the reason I went for the safer route, quote unquote, but not the faster.
Fair. But yeah, miscommunication, we did look at our jungler, right? We tunnel visioned. This is what it is. Okay. Yeah, don't frontline as ADC. It's fine. And the path you took there is like, I can't ask you why didn't you go after Lissandra, because I want you to like have a habit of playing with your support, right? Because let's say you walk up with Lissandra, maybe they catch you, they sandwich you because Rengar was too far away. Maybe you can escape and Lissandra dies then or something, right? It might be better than you dying, for example. You didn't die because you escaped, but still, like the idea of playing with a team at all times is just better most of the time. Okay, yeah, this is a nice example of you. I forgot to mention, like, against Lux, for example, or I know Swain in laning phase, like try to bait out their abilities, because more often than not they're gonna be so predictable with how they throw abilities, right? And you got the W back, which is good. Lissandra is Q. Look, there you go. That was another good example. Like, in your mind, I'm sure you knew she's there. You know she's looking for a Q. So you're just ready to back off instantly the moment you see the screenshot. That's good. And the same with the E. Like, this is what we need. Let them waste abilities. Then we look for an opportunity to engage.
But then it's like, we cannot engage on this wave because...
Oh, of course, yeah. We just back off. It's fine. But you still, look, you're still baiting out their abilities. This you tried, oh well. It's still better than nothing, right? And getting rid of their mana pool is also positive. Okay, now we chill for a bit.
I was mainly chilling because like I don't see mid, I didn't see the enemy jungler, I don't know.
You see your jungler here is doing raptors, but you're chilling. I mean, again, try to pull with W, sure, if it's free, perfect, and try to bait her abilities out. That's what you need to do. That's fine. Let's see what happens when Rengar comes closer.
I think the jinx already pushed, but I'm sure.
Okay, I'm playing a bit aggressive to be ready to follow up, but yeah, they know it. It's fine. Okay. Oh, what happened here? Oh, we just saw Kha'Zix.
I tried to zone Kha'Zix, so but
yeah, that's good. Well, you didn't need to get hit by that, but still, it's fine.
Yeah, it was unfortunate.
Wait, how come? I'm looking at Lux here, and it's like
it's I believe it's a skin.
I think you could have killed her, maybe. Right? Maybe like here, zoning out the Kha'Zix is great. This is fine. I like this. This is good. And more of a mechanical mistake, because you know, of course, Lux is gonna Q here, right? Because it's the Lissandra E.
Yeah.
But even if you get hit here, you know Rengar is coming. And I wonder what happens next. You might have been able to kill Lux, maybe. These things are not that important. The fact that you zoned the Kha'Zix, that was good. Lux Q, whatever, mechanical mistake. We won't make it next time. And we got the Lux anyway.
I got an assist, but it's not worth it.
I feel like here you couldn't do more. Like, oh well, you did your best. It is what it is. Not much to improve on there. Like, it's fine. Happens. Kha'Zix was here too. Oh well. Okay. Sandra came, you push this so you can reset. This is fine. I want to talk about this. About like when you need to recall this badly, like right now, right? Trying to deny Lux here it's a bit weird. So first of all, like, why do we recall so close to the wave, right? Like, you know, like you've been staying here for a while. You know, it's been a while since Lux has been dead. So you know she's gonna be here really early. So why don't we recall further back, right?
I think it came to me as a surprise that Lux was like already there. Like I didn't really track how fast she gets back to the lane. It's my timing on the recalls and everything, like how fast people get out to the lane has been just completely shit since they reduced the timers by 2 seconds.
That's true, yeah. But another like small habit you could have, at least try to recall in the brush, right? When you don't know their cooldowns or whatever.
I just wanted to get back as fast as possible.
Yeah, that's fair. It's fair. But, you know, when you know they're coming back to lane, or like, you know they are in base sooner than you are. In this case, look, good habit to have. Did their support die? Yes. Are you alive? Yes. Okay. It means like they are just coming back already. They're walking up already, right? So
Is support But it also felt like I don't know what Lux is doing because we don't see their base, obviously. I sort of expected Lux to not go bot instantly, but like roam, because the wave goes to bot turret, yeah? And the Jinx can just safely farm the CS there, and Lux only needs to come back for the next wave, not this one. It felt like. Like, sure, the Jinx loses the wave, but I don't know. I expected Lux to roam here.
Yeah, it's fair to think about that, sure. But as a rule, and like we want to be as consistent as possible, right? So in this case, nothing bad really happened. It's like, cool, she delayed your recall by like 5 seconds, whatever. But it's for example, here on Kai'Sa you have your E up, right? You get the wave, you E backwards, then you recall. Boom, you have a good habit formed, right? And that way you can never get cancelled, right? And I thought here you would try to deny the Lux, which you didn't, and I'm glad you didn't, honestly. I see too many people caring about what happens to this wave, right? Like your job here is not to like try to get another kill on Lux. No, whatever. Your job is to recall with 1.3k gold, drake up, and you need to maintain tempo. That's your job here, to be back as soon as possible. Because the longer you stay here, the longer you are not actively playing the game. And I'm glad, like, you know, a small habit would form, not priority, but just try to not get in a spot where you can get your recall cancelled, because it's both annoying and inefficient. But I'm glad you actually did like good things, like you didn't try to deny the wave or whatever. That's good.
That was yeah.
And there is yeah, nice. And another reason here you shouldn't like try to kill Lux or whatever is because you have Lissandra, right? If you back further back, she can't deny you. Like she can walk through everything when Lissandra is here to deny you, and Lissandra can push her back, right?
Yeah.
And you can also rely on your support to make sure the enemy support can do this bullshit, as it happened here.
This move from Pantheon caught me off guard, I'll be
That
honest.
was cool. This is cool. This is funny. Nice.
For you as a Jinx player, it was funny, obviously.
Oh no, Jinx. Yeah, this was... Well, when this happens, it's like... Cool, look, we've got a kill on Pantheon. Great. And the chompers under turret. I wonder what happens next.
Kill the Jinx.
I mean, when this happens, it's well, whatever. But let's see. Imagine you recalled a bit sooner because you backed a little sooner. Would that have made a difference here, maybe? I'm curious. Oh, wait, she didn't know he's in there. What?
Yeah. She didn't not check.
How come you're not going in crazy right away?
Because I want to bait her. She obviously wants to play for the wave and then back off. But like, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, sure. That's good.
I didn't want to make it obvious instantly and like let Pantheon like get his W off.
Like in my mind, I wanted like to make
Like,
Jinx use an ability.
Like
right?
but if you check like Jinx is just basically run away from Pantheon because she is so far. But if I let the Jinx come a bit closer to the wave and to me, then Pantheon can go in. And it's like try to bait her to come a bit closer.
Yeah, that was good. But no, like I would have tried to maybe make her use, I don't know, W or E on me, so it's less likely that Pantheon is gonna die to Jinx. But that was fine. Like you had the plan, you want to let Pantheon, like want to let Jinx walk up so Pantheon can just jump from the brush. That was a good plan. I agree with that. But if possible in these sort of situations, try to like bait out her abilities if you can. Of course. That was cool. Lux walked up for no reason, you punished, that's great. Mid missing, you know TF has ulti. Let's see how you play this after TF, you know he has ulti.
Yeah, I looked mid and instantly pinged myself.
Like here already, right? Okay, what do we know? Mid missing, right? Pantheon is gonna be there. Rengar is here. Lux is not. Okay. What's the game plan, right? walking up to turret.
It should be Drake next.
Yeah,
or
like why are we
try
walking up to
do it.
turret, right? This is odd.
Because it took me like 3 or 4 more seconds to notice it, and then
Okay, good.
I instantly logged off.
Great to see Herald as well. Good.
It's like I just have like a 4 second lag. And I also want to grind the go in because I saw that Lissandra has ultimate Jinx has no cleanse. It's like really free. I wanted to try to bait the Jinx out to the lane.
How about we
But-
dive her instead, though?
Hmm?
How about we dive her instead?
Lux will be back. It will not be a good dive. Not will be a free dive at least.
Not you alone, but
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like 2v3, and if Lux managed to catch any of us under turret, maybe except Rengar if he uses W, it's a free kill for them. I don't want to give them any more gold right now because Jinx already has 4 kills.
okay. Let's talk about here. I wanted you to see the decision after getting this way, right? I wanted like right now you have like 3 options, right? Can you recognize the 3 options you have?
I could recall, I could dragon, and
Or you could push.
wait.
Or that's basically it. Or like waiting, pushing, whatever, staying on lane. It's like if you stay on lane right here, what do you think can happen?
Well, on mid is missing, obviously, so I could get ganked by the TF because waves on mid is pushed in.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't know where Kha'Zix is, right?
Kha'Zix is top side.
Well, right now we don't know, I think. Only after this.
I did not look, but yeah.
Well, after 10 seconds we see. But
Like,
at this
I
moment.
saw, yeah. And the main reason I did not want to just instantly recall as well, because I don't really want to back with this awkward amount of money, as like I need at least one more wave to get Stormrazor.
Sure, when it comes to buying stuff, that's a bit. It's a bit less important to try to recall when you have item. It's important, sure, but mainly the main reason here I don't think recalling is good. It's because of tempo, right?
Yeah.
Like, look at Pantheon. He's just walking up to lane. Lissandra is here full HP. Rengar is walking up to Drake. If you recall, they're just gonna be in base while everybody's playing the game, right? And what about going to Drake instantly here? You just pop your potion, you're almost full HP, kinda ish.
I was having like either brain lag or just a month of doubt of like I did not see TF, I did not see Kha'Zix yet, and it was like
yeah, but
I just wanted to pressure wave.
Let's look in the map and count, right? If you go Drake right now, how many allies can be on Drake?
3.
You, Lissandra, Rengar is coming instantly, right? And Pantheon a bit later, maybe. He doesn't have ult yet. Okay, how many enemies could be there on Drake? Right now.
Jinx, TF, and Kha'Zix.
Okay, why do you think Jinx? Isn't Jinx coming from base, I think? And you just pushed a wave in. Right? So basically Jinx is forced to stay bot right now.
Yeah, but I feel like she could just drop 3 ranged minions because the melee minions will tie to the turret. And then she could just ignore the 3 minions for, Drake.
Okay.
Because it's a more important objective than just
okay, sure.
wave.
Sure, you think that. Okay, good. Now, 2 or 3 seconds passed. You see Jinx is here. Why can we not go Drake? Right? If you go Drake right now, Jinx is here. Lux is 1 second off, she's not here. You, Rengar, Lissandra can kill the Kha'Zix in TF alone, no problem, right?
I also feel insecure without my ultimate and cleanse against Twisted Fate.
I mean, I guess, but I think it's a better habit to just make decisions based on the number of ally champions and enemy champions, right? And in this case, it's 3v2. And even better, Pantheon is gonna come right away if something happens.
Yeah.
And now you see Kha'Zix. Oh my god. You see Kha'Zix. NTF with Assistant Herald. Wait. It's free Drake. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we go do it instantly? Or why don't we push this and go direct instantly in case something happens, right? Because right now, top lane is, they are fighting, he died, whatever. Pantheon is actively like on the lane with TF there, they're fighting it out or whatever, baiting out Kha'Zix, anything. And Lissandra Rengar are doing Drake, and what are you doing? Well, nothing really, right? You're not applying any pressure, you're basically FK, and...
My mind was stuck on trying to kill Jinx because she doesn't have plans.
Okay, if...
And this time I do it.
Okay, you wanna kill Jinx, okay, good. Kha'Zix set top, TF mid. Okay, Lux just respawned. Imagine we push this instantly, or like we don't push. Like right now we go Drake, and after Drake we ping to go in their jungle here. We either kill the Lux that's coming from base right away, right? Because we have Lissandra, Rengar from Rush, or we take their jungle. Boom! Instantly way better to play with the teammates than to just stay here and do nothing, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, playing with teammates is the most important part in League, especially when it comes to Master Elo, because in Master people know how to play the game mechanically and so on, but if you just play with your teammates while enemies are not playing together, it's just insane. It's just, you win every single game almost. And of course we are only human, we can't play perfectly every game, but still, like, in moments like this when we recognize the potential we have, it's huge. And also because like you didn't go and they're just chilling here, Rengar is now more inclined to go mid instead of going bot maybe, right? Like if you actively play with teammates, they might want to help you back or listen to you again, like to go dive bot or anything, right? But now because you're just sitting here letting Jinx push, they go the prio. It's like, well, Rengar goes mid, whatever. You don't do anything bot anymore.
In my
Well, we could have.
mind, if I let Jinx out from under turret like this, it would be more gankable.
Well,
Because they have no clans, they can CC them and they cannot run away. Like they have to move way more distance to get under quote unquote safety under turret. Than if they were like almost next to it.
yes, that is true. But again, we need to look at all our options. And again, like going Drake, playing with him, enables you to dive bot lane, catch the Lux coming from base, go steal their jungle, or just Rengar goes mid after that and go bot. It's still, you have more options than right now. It's like, well, now what? It's like Rengar. Imagine Rengar comes bot right now. Can you do much? I don't know.
Lissandra, E over wall and
Yeah,
the Jinx.
sure.
The multi, then we kill Jinx, get played.
But because you didn't go with your teammates right away, right? They're playing together right now. They're playing their own game. They don't really see you. They don't acknowledge anything. Bot lane doesn't exist in their mind right now, right? But if they actively see you, for example, they could
I
make a
understand
decision.
them also going for mid because TF and Pantheon was actively fighting.
Mm-hmm.
They were pretty close, so I understand also that their choice.
Yeah.
So I was like not mad or anything that they didn't come bot. It's like, sure, fine. I want to just clear wave and recall after. That's why I also played so much back because I don't really have my abilities.
I had your clans. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is more like, yeah, they were fighting mid, so no matter what, they won't really come bot. Sure, we could argue that. That's true, yes. But I want you to like remember just prioritizing playing with teammates because that's gonna make the difference in the long run, right? That's super, super important. And right now
I
here,
started saying this as an example, like not the only example, but like 2 out or 3 out of 10 games where I don't play as much with my teammates because I like to make shot calls for Dragon and whatnot, and like when people play around me, I love it.
nice. And speaking of like playing with teammates,
This fight, not fight, engage. I did not understand. I use my abilities on the wave.
Mhm.
They are on CD. I don't have my ultimate. Sure, I have my cleanse, my flash, but like there's also wave there.
Okay,
Why
but
go in?
they're under turret and they get rooted under turret, right?
Yes,
And
but look, that's ultimate.
look, what do we need to watch out for in their bot lane? What did we talk about at the start of the game? What ability do you need to care about?
Lux Q.
Lux Q, okay. What can you do to prevent it?
Well, flash E cleanse.
Cleanse, then E to
Cleanse.
dodge the ult, or just flash the Q straight up, right? So why can't we walk up with a bit more confidence, right? This is fine.
I feel like I had I didn't have enough health to survive. Sorry, to survive both Jinx and Lux if they just focused on me.
Well, if they like, I wanna like the only way they focus you, right, is if Lux hits Q, because if they don't, they can't get in your range because you stay in their max range. They can't get any closer and under turret, right?
Yeah.
So in this situation, not much. Didn't matter much.
In
Whatever.
my mind, I was completely stuck that I just wanna clear wave and recall.
Yeah. Again, an example. With the level 2, you used your ability right before getting level 2, right? I think it's the same thing here. Lissandra is in a good position to kill them. They're under our turret. And we use the abilities on the minion. So, another thing, when I think you need to have a list of when should I not press abilities on minions, right? A, when we are about to hit level 2. B, when an ally wants to help us and engage and a fight is about to happen. That's when we don't do anything on minions with our abilities, right? And yeah, this habit is gonna help you in these kind of situations to gain more confidence, right? Because right now in this fight, you are lacking confidence, right? Right now, why can't we stay closer? I mean, if Lux spaces Q on us, we cleanse, cool. Jinx can touch. It's just too far away, you cleanse away, whatever. Or you flash the Lux Q, whatever. And Lissandra is just gonna go on them, kill them alone, right? This the thing. We need the confidence. We need to know what kills us. And once we recognize that and we play around it, like the Lux Q, for example, we just have way more confidence. And even here, what's scaring you? Right? Why are we scared? What's gonna kill us? Jinx basic attacks. Well, this is gonna slap her in the face, she's dead. And you have your W, which you missed, I think.
Yeah, usually.
Right? And we already recognized the only thing that can kill us in this lane is the Lux Q. Well, Lux doesn't exist. We get the minions, cool. Okay. There's a Lissandra passive. Lissandra's in our face. You're half HP, she's almost half HP. Pretty much. Why are you afraid? Go! But yeah, when you're gonna have a better plan in loading screen, these kind of situations won't happen anymore because you just gain the confidence to know, okay, we killed them.
I'm certainly still not that new anymore, but it's my first year playing ADC.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I lack matchup knowledge quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that being a thing. If you should put me on top lane, I wouldn't know anything for sure. No matchups, nothing. Even if I play for a while, it's hard to know everything.
It's
right?
also a bit harder because on top lane you are mostly 1v1. You can play with your jungler if they play with you, but you cannot rely on them always, of course, as it's mostly 1v1.
Yeah, but on bot lane, this is why I always try to simplify things. Matchups, it's only ranged, sustain, and engage. Nothing else matters, whatever. When it comes to fighting, I simplify both their champions to Lux Q. Nothing else exists. The rest doesn't matter, right? That's how I see the game. It is way easier to play that way, right? They use their most important ability, boom, going crazy, right? Oh, our support is level 1, they use Q, well, we can't do anything anymore.
I definitely like the trigger of they use the ability, we can just go in for
whatever. And it's so it happens so often, and it's actually it's in the opposite is for the enemies, right? What do you have to kill them right now? You have Lissandra W and Lissandra ult, right? And let's talk about level 2, for example. You have the Lissandra W, which is deadly to them, but also Kaisa, like level 2. How do you deal the most damage with Kaisa level 2?
Well,
like what's the most important thing? The most
W.
W, there you go. And we know that, and yet even in the early game, this is a habit I saw you that you should kind of get rid of. Oh, I'm gonna W. Blah, blah, blah. Nice, we missed it. Now what? Right? Why do we waste the W like that? It's a 22-second cooldown and we waste it.
I don't think like I'm looking to fight here. I don't know why, but I'm like, I can just use W as a poke or zone or whatever. I don't want to fight here. I just want to clear the wave first so I can queue efficiently.
Yeah, and early game you had some occasions where you traded with Lux, for example, right? You use the W from close quarters, kinda, and you dealt damage, nice. But in this case, like, it's minute like 11, your W deals like 150 damage-ish. I think it's way more valuable to save it for, like, applying passive if a fight breaks up, because, you know, Lissandra is super forward, like, she just got rooty, like, man, a fight might happen here, right? And if we don't have W, we might not be able to one-shot the Jinx, for example.
I will put this on CD.
And also, if you put your W like that on cooldown, your support sees that. And if your support knows about cooldowns, well, they won't engage because you don't have W. And you might miss an opportunity to kill them, right?
Yeah.
So I try to
And because I don't have my W right now, I'm forced to back off a bit.
Yeah, because if a fight breaks out, you're less likely to win because, well, W is like 150 damage plus two passive stacks is huge, right?
Yep.
And of course, I'm not saying don't use it at all. Like you had, again, early game, you used it. You had certain occasions where, yes, you used it properly, very nice. Poking from up close, which is free damage while you were just about to farm a wave. That's fine. But after like you get your first item, I would say like try to be a bit more conservative with it. Poking with it is not that useful. And again, like, oh, we poked with it. And because of it, we got baited and half our HP is gone, right? And I think here is about W though. In this example, you kind of stun locked yourself with pressing W. I know why you want to press W here to get vision, right? But this is basically what happened level 2 against the Kha'Zix Scuttler, right?
Not only W to get vision, but also to be able to ult on them in case I want to go in. Because I felt like they were way too far from like, you know, everything.
Yes, but I want to mention that like this is the same situation with Kha'Zix. You are going in first, right? Like, you know they're in the brush, right? You see them, and yet we walk up first. Like if you sure we want a W2 so we can ult, okay, we W from maybe a bit further back so we don't frontline, right? We have Lissandra here. What if instead, there's a cannon here? Okay, we basic attack this cannon minion. Why are we not basic attacking it, right? Because after Lissandra gets the basic, like the cannon minion with the support item, she will engage for you, right? You just, while basic attacking the cannon minion, you spam ping engage, you press a W from closer to Lissandra, and then Lissandra will engage for you. But instead we get chunked for no reason, right? Like Lissandra would have engaged anyway over the wall, and you wouldn't be able to ult, and it would have been fine, and you wouldn't be chunked, right? And this is again about frontlining, starting things alone, and not really playing with the teammates. It's the same thing that happened. And this case is less obvious because Lux was legit inting, of course. But, Lissandra could have caught her anyway too. And you didn't need to get chunked, because imagine you get chunked there, and I don't know why Jinx wasn't here still, because you saw her a few minutes ago. Like, imagine you get chunked here, and
I
Jinx
think
is... Like, you don't know where Jinx is, you didn't see her, you had no vision, and imagine Jinx was close enough to WE ult, you're dead, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much dead. And this time you're lucky you didn't die. Right?
She but I think Jinx tunnel vision at Pantheon. the Rengar.
Yeah, oh well.
And
Because there was a fight there, but still, you saw both of them here. So in my mind here, no way I'm stepping up alone, because we did see both of them right now. You know. Yeah, you should be dead here. Like if Jinx was better, you would be dead. You did int here, and this is why I wanna mention this. So like this is crazy how we got away with this, right? With frontlining, I think he got Lux burst to the face without any issues, and it could have been easily prevented, right? If we just focused on getting the cannon minion first, because the Sandra was stuck on the cannon minion, and not going in first. Okay. Good. Perfect. Another good example here we have. Okay, look at the death timers. They're all dead right now, right? And they are just respawning, all of them. Good. Okay, there's a wave coming. We know they're just spawning from base. Okay, we get this wave. And then, you know, how about we recall
since
something
Rengar was I did not see Kha'Zix. Yeah. Like I was looking at the wave right now because I'm CSing.
Mm-hmm. Well, you saw Kha'Zix right now. Very slow.
Yes, and that's why I W'd, but then I was like, Kha'Zix, okay. Kha'Zix is super low. He's out of the fight completely in my eye. And then basically we still had a Rengar there, so I was like, okay, Kha'Zix is not a problem anymore. We can just win.
Cool, but you know they are coming back from base. They've been coming back from base for like 15 seconds now, so they should be a tier 2 turret-ish. Lux,
That's one thing I
Jinx,
want
and
to ask.
TF, right?
Do you know about roughly how much time it takes for you to walk out the lane?
Like 25-ish seconds, I think, something like that. I know when I give myself like 15 seconds, I know they're like at tier 2 turrets for sure. 20-25, they're here already. I count waves basically, like, you know, like, look, they're just try to look at the wave when it spawns, right? They spawn right now, and if there's a wave kind of close, you could track the wave, right? If the wave spawned at the same time they spawn, you know that wave is when they are here too, right? But another thing you can look at is, look, I need to push this wave, right? This wave I'm just pushing, they respawned like 5 seconds ago. By the time I'm done pushing the wave, I should expect them to be a tier 2 turret. That's how we should play.
I feel like this is the exact opposite of what I was doing. Like here, I'm trying to help the Rengar, and I should be backing off.
Well, first of all, like, not even caring about their death timers at all, right? We don't need to care about death timers. In this case, look, we see that's happening. They're cool. We W whatever, we get the wave. We got the wave. Okay, we pause. Okay, what do we know here? Right now, we look at the map. Okay, we know they're coming. Lux, Jinx, TF. Right? We know that. They're coming back from full HP. And we are like chunked half HP. And Rengar is also half HP. And Lissandra no ult, right? And Kha'Zix is still alive. Low, but still alive. So why do we stay here?
But I certainly practice at like quick assessing like the situation of like, okay, we have this, they have that, we have this, they don't have that, and so on.
Yeah, that's legit the strongest way to play the game. Like, we know they're coming. 3 of them are coming, and Kha'Zix is low HP, but he's still here. And you're half HP, Rengar half HP, and Lissandra no ult, for example, right? So it's like, that's numbers-wise is 3v4, and HP-wise it's like 2v3, right? So, oof, we overstayed here because we didn't think about them being here already, right? And on top of that, again, like, even if their bot lane is here, they have TF. TF is always bot lane. That's how you should play against TF, right? And we could have backed off no problem sooner. Like, we get this wave, we don't even try to W. I mean, W in the Kha'Zix, sure. We W this, we don't keep watching. We go back to the wave because you missed like 2 minions because you didn't hit the wave. And we back off instantly because, hey, look on the map. Mid missing, they are coming to bot lane. No. And you wouldn't have died, you would have been out pretty much. That was bit grief. But I hope you agree. Like, what do you think happened? happens if you just back off instantly here? What do you think happens?
Rengar dies.
Yeah, but you Lissandra out, right? But instead, all three of you died.
Typing that, when I type that, I don't mean like Rengar was griefing very well, but like all of us were griefing.
Yeah, exactly. But I wanted to say like Rengar was definitely griefing, right? For sure, he was griefing. He was legit running it down. He was, you know what he was doing. He was in their jungle when their bot and mid lane are missing. Int. But does it mean you have to follow? No, right?
This is like the case of what I said. Like, I also don't know when to stick with the team and when to not stick with the team. I still have like difficulties deciding if I should help them in that case or if I should not help them in that case.
The easiest way to know is to count, right? And here, if we count, it's 3 versus 4. So we go back. It's simple, right?
I suppose I was not as afraid of Twisted Fate as I should be, because it's like quote-unquote match on match, because we have Pantheon and he can just follow his ult.
Well, Pantheon ult is not that high range, is it?
He could pretty much like ult at least to Dragon from where he's right now.
Yeah, but that's too far. Right?
I think it depends. I think the range depends on his level.
Yeah, I think. But yeah, he's level 10. Yeah, he's level 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there is this way to just count, right? And here you decide to go mid. Like here you go mid because you see Pantheon bot, right? But at the same time you see TF going back mid lane, which means their bot will be bot. And so, you know, new wave coming bots. The waves are basically reset. You could go back to bot lane right now.
I feel like it's like mid-wasted CS.
He gets back to mid lane anyway. TF pushes it hard and he gets back to it in time, no problem. I think he would have enough time. But and why do I wanna like why do I want? Do you know why I want you to still be bot lane in this case? Can you see why?
Because plates are still up.
Well, plates sure, but there's something way better.
And Herald is not up. Dragon is gonna be spawning soon.
That sure, that's no, that's something even like when you press tab especially. And what did I say about League being a chess game? So in chess, right, you are supposed to control the middle and put your strongest pieces in the middle because then you control the game. And right now Pantheon has an ultimate. He's 8-2, right? So it's like if Pantheon is still mid because there's no turret taken yet bot lane, right? So you can stay bot, no problem. But if right now Pantheon is mid lane and look, Darius is pushing, Pantheon could just clear mid and ult top. Boom. Can you do that if you stay mid now? If you stay mid, you are trapping your strong 8-2 Pantheon bot lane and he cannot use ult top lane anymore, right? So you're taking the middle of the, like you're taking the mid wave, the middle of the chessboard as like a pond when you have a queen in your game and you put that on the side lane. That's basically what's happening right now. And when it comes to going mid after you die and your mid laner is bot, just look at the wave state basically. Right now he's clearing this wave under turret and you see the next wave bot lane just left your base, which means the waves will crash in the middle, right? So the wave is reset to normal.
Yeah.
And mid lane, the wave is in the middle. This means basically you can go bot, right? If mid lane, the enemy minions were super close to your turret and a lot of them, right? Like 2 waves stacked. Sure, we go mid, grab it, then go bot instantly. Or if bot lane, the waves would crash in the middle right now and Pantheon was starting to hit them, sure, we go mid, then we rotate. But I wonder what you do here after you grab this wave.
But I path back to bot lane, I think. Or might stay mid because enemy mid lane. Or bot lane comes mid.
Well, this is a case where Pantheon is still bot because you're still mid. And you're mid because you still bot, right?
Yeah.
So in this case, I would just be assertive, right? If you know something, be assertive, right?
Mm.
You could have like spumping bot lane with Pantheon. He would have swapped again, no problem. Because he's looking, like now he's looking to do something, going towards Riva. He doesn't know what to do, right? So if you just pick bot lane right now, he would come in, no problem.
But it was also nice. It turned out nice because this is an bot scene.
But
And
yeah,
here-
another thing I want to say is that in a way this is not that bad because you are kind of playing together with the team anyway. You shove mid lane and you are together with Pantheon, Lissandra, Rengar towards Drake. You know, it's not that bad anyway. But the opposite could happen if Pantheon was mid and you were bot. It's the same thing. And again, like you're making Pantheon stay bot for a while.
I think at this point we were just playing around Dragon.
Yeah, this is fine. But yeah, you're not doing much of anything really, though. That's the thing. But it's fine. It's not the end of the world. I hope like you just, when it comes to this like rotating mid, I hope you understood like when to rotate and when not to. And like here, if you wanna grab a wave, sure you grab this wave, but then you rotate back because you can't stay too long mid lane too early. And today I even played one game like this where I stayed mid too much and it was kind of awkward for me and my mid laner after that.
Mm.
Okay, Drake up. Now we are mid. A bit earlier than expected, but it's fine. Usually I just go mid when one of the bot turrets is destroyed. That's my rule. Sometimes it's not like that. Most of the time, 95% of my games, that's the rule.
Most of the time for me too.
Nice, okay.
Especially because like it's just a coincidence, but like when bot turret gets destroyed, that's usually when second herald is gonna come up soon.
Mm-hmm.
It's just better to rotate for that as well. I recently have been even dropping a wave or two just to arrive on herald to the herald at time a bit earlier. When it's like they're destroying my turret, there's like a wave or two, wave and a half left there. I don't just pass back after my turret was destroyed and take it, but go for herald.
That's fine, sure. Like being at Herald as ADC is a really strong move, just like a top laner being at second Drake on bot lane, for example. That's super powerful, right?
Mm.
I agree with what you're saying, but it depends on the game, of course, for sure. Depends on the bot state, for sure. And here in the VOD, you being mid means you are ready to help team, and in this case, if you stay mid here any longer, if you look at the map, what do we know?
That they're about to fight. Pantheon is not there, I'm not there, so they should have the number advantage.
The enemies, right?
Hmm?
The enemies have the number advantage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So how do we solve that?
I go and help.
Like,
But it's also like when I go help, if I leave it at the lane like that.
no, just cue the melees and go, whatever. Or try to kill TF.
Yeah, but
let's see.
it was a dilemma for me because if I start walking over to the river, TF can just get there faster with his ultimate.
Okay, but okay, good.
And if I'm there, he cannot just ult instantly away to the fight because then someone is keeping him there. So it's like a 1-for-1 at least.
Okay, then let me give you a third option. Right now, TF used his card, right? And then, and then he presses Q. Boom. Okay. What do you think the third option is right now?
Going all in on him, like
Let's kill him. What the heck? He used his card. He doesn't have stun. You have cleanse anyway. Do you care about this stun? No, whatever. You know all the enemies are there. And it's like
I'm very uncertain of Tasted Fates CD.
It's like you're letting him get the minions for free, and you could have killed him probably, or just chunked him. And right now, what I want you to realize is, look, teammates are fighting. We need to do something. That something can be, look, we go and help them. We fight with them. Cool. We go push a turret. We apply pressure. Cool. Or we just prevent an enemy from going, right? TF has ult. He used his stun, even if he doesn't use his stun. How about we go on him? We know we are stronger. Like, Kaisa evolves
right
too.
now, we don't see the enemy, so that's why I was a bit hesitant to go in here.
Well, I mean, sure.
Like we see the bot lane, but Kha'Zix could be anywhere, and
We saw Kha'Zix just now.
Did we?
Yeah, look. There you go.
Oh,
There it is.
yeah. It's like if you don't look at the map at that exact second when it happens and you miss it, then you don't know it. And I think that was probably the
I
case.
mean, even if you don't know it, then right now you know it for sure, right? And it's not too late to put yourself in the game, right? If you don't hit TF here, you are AFK, you are not doing anything, you are not on tempo, right?
Mm.
Right now you're not doing anything. I hope you agree. You're not doing legit not doing anything. Right? And imagine we starting hitting TF like right now. We just go on him. We got cleanse. I don't care about his stun card. We got cleanse. If you go on him, he can never ult. And you might get the kill. If not, he can never ult. And that's still better than not doing anything and then TF ulting, right? So you basically did nothing here while teammates were fighting when you had like good options as well.
I think most of the time I am afraid of using my summoner spells, I guess. In cases like this.
Just go balls deep.
Like that's one explanation I could find that like I don't think about of like I can just use cleanse and I can just go in, yeah?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, as a rule from now, if you have cleanse and they have TF stun, Lux Q, those abilities don't exist anymore. Whatever. They don't exist. You don't care about them anymore. They don't exist, right?
I think I was using so far cleanse mainly like as a defensive spell, not really as an offensive spell, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Well, try to see it as an offensive spell from now on. And this is why I said at the start of reviewing the VOD, we have cleanse, they have ghost, which means early game we are stronger. Because cleanse can be such an offensive spell. You cleanse the ignite. You don't care about the ignite anymore. Cool. Very good. You go straight to them. If they root you, you use cleanse. Whatever. Perfect. Offensive. It's basically like flashing forward if you do that. It's basically the same thing. Okay. Let's see what happens next. Yeah, we had options to help, to do something. Would have been better, but oh well. It's fine. What's not fine is this fight, but okay, you recall here, good. So let's look at now. We path bot lane with Herald up, Herald dead. Okay, let's keep thinking about. Right now, let's look at the map and try to think macro, right? And let's see what we know, right?
There's not really anything on the map, so
yeah, you saw Kha'Zix, they take Herald, they are mid
I mean,
lane.
when we recalled the turret, I really knew that Herald was gone. They had everyone alive, they had tempo, we had to back off, we had people, so I was like...
Yeah, they get Herald, for sure, yeah, okay. But now we need to play the mid game, count the enemy numbers game, and let's see what you do here.
Kinda funny that I'm the one saying engage together.
Need to flank and engage together. How does that work? Okay.
Like I feel like this was one of the moments where I was like, okay, time to wake up.
Yeah. But I mean, time to wake up. But how do we wake up? Let's look at the map. That's how we wake up, right? We wake up, we think about the game, what's happening in the game, where I need to be right now. That's how you wake up. And right now, what do you think the situation is?
I was mainly just like looking to stick on my team. Even if we find someone on the map alone, then we can just focus them down and kill.
Yeah, for sure. You had Alessandra block down and Rengar ult. You one shot for sure.
Like I could have done it way sooner, but this was like, okay, I'm gonna just focus on trying to be like with the team.
Basically, you're saying you are trying to be more like assertive and tell your teammates what to do and let them know, look, we can kill them, right? That's what you mean. Okay.
And me sticking with them more.
Yeah, and for example here we push the wave, then we go instantly with our teammates, right? It's good, very good. Pantheon with Rengar, yeah.
Like, they were pinging on the way. I was like, okay, instantly going.
Okay. Just one thing though. Again, we need to count numbers. And right now we know there's like 4 people bot lane, and your Pantheon is mid with ult up. So the fight right now is kind of 4v4 even, but you should win because... Oh, Jinx mid, even better. They kill Jinx right now. Great.
We don't speak about the jinx.
Yeah, whatever. She's played save mid. Okay. Good. We killed Jinx. Lux and TF are here. Do we know where Kha'Zix is?
I saw him recall.
Well, did you see him complete the recall or no?
No.
Because if you look earlier, Pantheon is recalling, right? But at the same time, Pantheon is not recalling, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't see an enemy stop, like complete recall, especially mid game, unless they are super low HP, which in this case Kha'Zix was almost 4.
Even in like this case, it would be just a 2v2. And right now I had cleanse, yeah?
Right now it's like a 2v3-ish, maybe. That's what you need to watch out for.
That's why I voted in push there. Or just a kind of fight. And then Kha'Zix is mid. Yeah.
Kha'Zix mid. The thing is that here, like, there's not much. You can do much here. TF is gonna one-shot the wave, right? And here I wanted to recognize like the option of doing something else, aka...
If you look at the map right now, what else could I be doing?
Okay, let's say you get this wave, right? Now we ask the map. What do we know? Where should we be, right? Jinx is dead. Melisandre bot. Pantheon Rengar just dive the Jinx mid lane. And Darius is gonna push top. Okay. We need to make a plan.
I see no objectives.
No objectives. You know Lux TF are here. Kha'Zix might have or might not have recalled. Either way, he could be anywhere. Because even if he recalls, he could be anywhere after recalling. And you don't see the enemy top laner. Cool. That's what we know. So, what happens if we go bot here? What happens if we try to get the turret?
I was trying to get the turret and like trying to dive with this under.
Okay, but you know Lux and TF are both here.
Yeah.
So you wanna try to dive 2v2 when enemy jungler and top are missing?
It felt like we were stronger, much stronger, especially because like Lux was like 0.6 something.
Yeah, but she still chunks you to half HP if you're not careful. And yeah, you have cleanse, that's true, for sure. But diving 2v2, and
I know,
even if you
I know what you're getting, and it's like a coin flip, and it's not what you should.
Yeah, like even if you have that option, like decision right now, okay, you just use your W. Right, you don't have the W to finish a kill anymore. Cool. TF is basically one-shotting this wave right now. Okay. Do you think dive is still an option?
I think more. But next wave, I was like, maybe next wave.
Okay. Next wave is super far away, right? So, okay, what do we do here? We just wait next wave, we stay AFK, we wait next wave, that's it?
I think so, that happens.
Okay, but let's look at other options, right? What do you think, what else could you do, for example? What do you think you could do here? There's other options too.
Well, only thing I see is like maybe Krugs on bot lane.
Okay.
But then like lose tempo in prio.
Okay, maybe Krugs, an option, sure. Better than maybe staying FA, for example. Maybe. But something else you could do. Don't you see something else you could do right now?
Go to
river, right? Because, okay, look, let's say Kha'Zix in enemy top laner, I'm not planning to kill you bot. What if they are instead trying to go for that Pantheon? For the Darius, for anything? Why don't we try to group with our teammates, right? If your teammates are doing something, in which case Pantheon is pushing the mid turret, you can't really just AFK for a wave.
My reasoning would be like limited resources, sort of. Like I usually want to group with my team when there's an objective to fight for, if there's like any point of grouping or like giving prio to their teammates. But like I was like, they just killed the jinx. In my mind, mid is like pretty free, Rengar is still pretty close to mid lane.
Yeah.
And like if I go mid, or at least river,
Yeah.
TF could push the wave, I could lose some free minions.
Okay, but
And if I just go mid, then we are sharing XP and money with
like,
Pantheon. It's like, why?
your reasoning is correct if the other wave was already here. Like, if the other wave was already under the turret, right? You can't really go because TF gets prio again and he can ult whatever.
But it's also like
right now, it's like, what's stopping you from just walking in the river, right? And if there's action mid lane, you are ready. If there's no action, you go back, right? You need to, in League, this is like more advanced, but when I kind of started applying this, I saw like unexpected results, meaning like, if I've got nothing to do, maybe I just lurk around the teammate, and if something happens to them, I'm there, and we could take the enemy off guard, right? And in this case, if you and Lissandra both walk towards mid lane, if something happens mid, you're ready to help, right? And kill enemies. Even if your Pantheon dies, you kill the rest of the enemies. Cool. Just because you expected something to happen, right? And it's not even about you expecting something to happen. It's you doing something on tempo with your teammates and with your time. Because right now, being AFK, sure, cool, we wait next wave, cool. But you can do something with that time, useful. And instead of staying AFK, we could walk up to the river. Okay, nothing is happening, we go back. Great. At least going to the river now gives us options to help or do something, right? We have more options than not doing anything. Way more options. And maybe in this case, sure, wouldn't have mattered. You were too late still. But in other games, that might have made a difference, right? And yeah, like, it's just a small thing like walking to the river and back shows that you actually know what you're doing, and it shows that you know how the game works and where you need to be. And you're expecting things to happen to teammates that are playing on the most forward tempo, right? Like, Pantheon is doing something actively right now. Enemies will stop him. That's, of course, that's how it is. When there's stuff happening, enemies will try to contest stuff from happening. And if you're not doing anything right now, you need to do something, right? But basically, in mid-game, try to always be on the front tempo. Always try to do something. And that sometimes is just waiting a wave, sure, but you can optimize it a little more by trying to linger around teammates more if you actually have nothing to do. Even if you don't, like, about the resources, like, you don't want to share XP and gold, sure, but even lingering around is super useful. Okay, they're coming bot now, cool. Yeah, here, for example, your Pantheon is dead, you don't know where enemies are. This could be 2v3, 2v4.
And now I know that somebody is on bush, yeah. That's why I do.
Okay, but how do you almost die here? What's happening? There's no way you should die here, just leave. Okay. Okay, there's the cleanse being used aggressively, you see that? Right? Okay, you could have done this to TF like 5 minutes ago, right?
Yeah.
Right, okay, here I still see some insecurity on your side here, right? And again, that W used instantly is... Let's watch the fight again, okay? Let's break it down a little bit.
It's also like, if I don't see Lissandra wanting to go in, I don't want to go in either.
She went in. You still hesitated a little bit, but still, yeah, like, you made the correct play in the end. And if you just practice more and think more about this, the fact that you have cleansed, the fact that you're stronger, right? And the fact that, look, right now we see where they are. 3 of them are here, right? Pantheon is about to ult. Yeah, we don't know where their jungler is. No, no jungler. Who is missing? Jinx and their top laner, I think. Don't even have info on them. I don't know. No, Set is top. Look, we know he's top. Okay. We know he's top. He's gone OTP, I think. You know, right now we recognize, okay, Pantheon ults. This is great. We have the surprise element. It's a 3v3. And we have the surprise element. We are winning. And Lux Q doesn't exist. TFQ stun don't exist because we have cleanse. Perfect. But again, like...
well, it's only one of them that doesn't exist, so we need to bait out the first one before you can go in aggressively.
Yeah, for sure. But step one is to recognize this situation.
And I was still afraid of the Kazakhs because I knew he was strong.
That's fair. That's fair. Completely fair. But
if I just jump in there instantly, like wave earlier, he could instantly Q me, and I was like, I don't know how much that will chunk me, but I know it will be a lot.
I was exactly about to talk about this. If you think that, right, it's correct. But then why do you do this? What the heck? What?
Because I was on the turret, and if they just come on the turret, like...
But they're not coming on the turret if you hit them here.
I felt like that was a good trade, yeah? Because it sets them up.
Kinda, yes, but okay, I want you to like remember what happened in the early game. Like you wanna play with, like, let the teammates engage for it, let the teammates engage, do the fight, do the initial stuff, right?
It's also, I feel like as an ADC, your job is also like baiting the enemy a bit.
Yeah,
like playing on the edge, because like just by baiting out abilities and baiting them into a position that they should not be in is like so damn good.
I agree. I completely agree. Just, you know, just be a bit careful with this stuff, right? Because imagine Lux use your Q, you might have been forced to cleanse then.
I know, it's like, that's why it's like so hard to do it correctly.
Yeah, sometimes some situations like these are super hard to know what to do, but you know, as a rule, like try to be more careful with this, like 1v2ing, right? That's all. Like I don't know, they didn't see or something. I don't know why they didn't turn on you instantly.
I think out of vision.
Yeah, I didn't have vision.
Yeah, I was.
Because in a like more normal world, the Lux would have killed you instantly, and you might have gotten
or even before I saw her.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely think you're out of vision.
Yeah, just, you know, you still did the correct play, right? You know, it's like 3v3. You didn't even in Pantheon, like he ulted late anyway, whatever. But we had the cleanse, like we could fight that for sure. It's just, as a rule, like try to let your teammates do the dirty work for you, and try to be careful with baiting too much, right? That's all.
Especially, I feel like it's like easier in flex, or like when you're playing with people like on voice chat, you know?
Yeah, of course. It's a different game.
It's way different in solo queue.
But I feel like in this occasion and the last time you in the same spot actually in bot lane when you engaged on the Lux and Jinx ran away, like you tried to go in first and engage first, and both of those situations resulted in you getting chunked and potentially one shot if the enemies played better, right? That's what you need to watch out for, because in this game, yeah, you're more ahead, you can do whatever. But in another game where like even or a bit behind, those situations will kill you. So you need to watch out for that.
Bad habit of like not wanting to give an enemy like a good option, like always wanted to trade back anything for anything.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, you need to be careful with that more.
Like, oh, you take my word, you'll get a double in your face.
Yeah, like sometimes it's good, but like need to really be careful when acting alone as ADC. That's the hardest thing to do, because it's so easy to punish an ADC compared to, oh, Rakan is getting a ward, cool, he's gonna have 3 dashes to escape, nice. What about you? Well, you're ADC, you're squishy, you might have to use your flash, your ult. It's annoying.
I'll give Rakan a reason to use those dashes. It's like I am trying to like look for the Kazakhs here, but real trying to like play it safe.
Here you're playing fine. You're playing super fine here. You're waiting your moment for enemies to engage, and teammates to engage. And here you're not like, if you walk up here, you get stunned. It's deadly, right? Lux hits you. I mean, even if Lux hits you here, you're still far enough away where this is fine. You didn't go too close. This is fine fighting. You respected the enemies, right? The ult was whatever, was fine, sure. Awkward because you didn't know exactly who to ult. Lux died from Thor shot, or I don't know what happened to her. Right.
Like
From Lissandra, who knows what. Yeah. But if anything, like wait a split second more because Pantheon ult was coming, right? You see Pantheon ult, you need to wait for him to ult first, to stun, then you ult. So you don't get in awkward spots where they hit you too much. But no, this is fine. Like, sure, you could have perfected it a little bit more, but you played it fine overall. This was good. Okay. Hopefully you get midwave and Baron. Good.
You would have been pretty fine if you didn't.
Now, this Drake is risky. Hopefully you get it in time because there's
we just want to rush it and then back off.
Yeah, Darius started it good. Hopefully you get away. Enemies might die if you play together well, but it's still super risky. Pantheon no ulti. You
I don't know why Rengar is going in, but yeah, I was like...
You're picking them to back off, which is fine, honestly. This is good. Good. Being assertive, this is perfect, right? This is perfect. You kind of saved them. Maybe if you didn't ping them like you did right now, they would have still engaged. So here you did great. Nice. Okay, we go back. We see Pantheon. Darius died somehow. Oh well. Not important. All we know is that we don't have Darius. I got your double evolved. Now you can just spam it like you like. Nice. Yeah, like with your W, like I had somebody that played Jinx and they never used their chompers, right? You're kind of the opposite, but like it's good to use abilities. I'm glad you're using your W for poke, but
I'm just using it too.
No, more like in the early game, you need to be a bit more careful because it's such a long cooldown. That's all. But besides that, you're using W. That's good. Like you're dealing damage. It's perfect. That's what you need to do. Just careful at those long cooldowns in the early game.
Spotting someone is in the bush or not.
Yeah, like so you don't face check. It's good. And like use it when you basically know you're gonna hit it, not as just well, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna double. It's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's not a big deal. You're using it. You're using your W way more correctly than most Kai'Sa players. Gonna be honest. Okay, let's talk about what happened here. Okay, so Pantheon, Rengar, bot lane, right? Darius is coming mid. What about you?
I walk down here to like ping my...
Are here to W poke, sure. Okay. What do you think you should be doing right now? Where do you think you should be?
I'll try to be with bot lane right now with like Pantheon and Rengar, but like I cannot just go through river to them because when we know that the enemy was there and I can just get jumped on the way. So it's like kind of hard to follow up until we see them.
Okay, so right now you know your Pantheon is gonna push bot. You know enemy allies are playing on the front tempo and you are not, right? This is the most important aspect here. All the enemies are here and you going bot is super awkward, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
best I could do is probably ping them.
Okay, in these cases, for example, right? First of all, you could blue ward to get vision, sure, whatever.
I think I'm gonna do that. Like,
yeah, sure, that's fine. It's good habit, but that's not the most important thing here. The most important thing here is: are there other ways for us to go on the forward tempo and to play with teammates? Right?
With Darius on mid.
Go with Darius on mid. There you go. See, it's way better than lingering around this dangerous river area. And if they engage on you on mid, you get bot turret. If they engage on bot, you get mid turret. And look, you are playing together as a team. Great. It's so good.
I also like not wanting to give anything to the enemy team, like want to minimize losses every time.
Well, it's like when allies die, you can't stop allies from dying. You can just get something else from the enemies in return. That's the way I see it. And in this case, it's basically Rengar is running it down and you need to be on the forward tempo and you are not, and you need to go with Darius right away, right? Because if you fight right now, like now that you were thinking about this, you know, going with Pantheon and Rengar, that's what you wanted to do, to be on the forward tempo.
Mine was definitely on saving the Rengar in the Pantheon.
Well, saving them, playing with them anyway. It's like, yes, but while doing this, you're also forgetting that Darius, you know, he exists on mid lane and he wants to get mid lane. So, if anything, not fighting here and delaying the enemies or like going to Darius or anything is better than just fighting them outnumbered, right? Like you don't need to die here.
Yeah.
What's even gonna happen? Dante's 2. Okay. Well, awkward spot, right? And this is normal in solo queue, but
I think this might be my second death. Yeah.
yeah, but let's think about, let's say we go mid instantly right now here, right? We go mid lane instantly. And Pantheon keeps pushing bot because he sees us mid lane or something, like, or even if he engages there on bot. We are mid right now where Darius is, right? And we are applying a ton of pressure mid lane. And Pantheon sees that, right? Then he could go bot lane when we apply pressure and enemy chase us down from mid. It's still like doing that. It's still way better than what did you do in the last like 15 seconds? 20 actually? Well, basically nothing, right?
Yeah.
You did not even going to get the top lane scuttler would have been better. You would have done something at least, even though it's not on tempo. Like this is why playing with teammates again, number one priority. That's how you win games. Because right now enemies look in the enemy perspective. They killed Rengar with 4 assists. They're all playing together, right? And here, even though like allies inted, and you can't realistically do all that much, you can't really get mid turret, let's be honest. But you being closer to mid and applying that pressure on the mid turret might break the enemies apart. Maybe they send 4 people mid, they send 1 bot because they saw Pantheon bot, and then suddenly Rengar is dead. They send 1 people bot, and they are fighting 4v4 mid lane because Pantheon is ult, right? It's already a way better situation. Like that's what we need to think about, right? Not necessarily fighting the taking a fight right away or joining team like allies in a fight right away. That's usually good, sure, but not always the correct play.
Yeah, this is what I do.
Yeah. And we basically did nothing for 20 seconds. That's the biggest issue here, right? We didn't really play with teammates. And by the time we are now playing with teammates, right now we're playing with a team, right? We're playing with Pantheon, sure. We're on the front line. But now it's 3 versus 5, right? Now it's way too late.
That's one thing why I didn't understand him just flashing on TF going back in. Like we were out, why that?
Yeah, I mean, here, well, you got debated. Like if you start thinking about numbers, right? Right now we know it's 3v5. Even worse, Darius is not nowhere near. It's 2v5. You don't go here. If anything, you ult in, basic Q, flash out, sure, but you know it's 2v5. Rule, you back off, whatever, you don't care. You get baited to go back in, oops, and now you're too close, right? And if you know from the start it's a bad fight, you don't even take it, you're never going to be in this situation. And what's more is like, even if you are in this situation, you had so many occasions where you could have flashed out, but you decide to do it right at the end when it's too late and you're slowed, and right? So we didn't really use summon spells effectively here at all. And we got debated in a bad fight because we didn't think about the number advantage.
Well, I didn't even thinking about Pantheon going back. I was like, just out of instinct of like.
Yeah, out of instinct to, you see this guy is almost dead. Oh my god, I can basic Q, he's dead, right? You know you can basic Q and he's dead. But yeah, we got debated. But oh well.
I was completely thrown off like what Pantheon did.
Like honestly, let's say you commit to this and you ult Q and then you kill TF and set, right? You and Pantheon die. Well, at least it's Darius against like 3. It's way better than him being alone against 4. Okay. That's fine. We just took a bad fight, and like these awkward fights will never happen if, in the first place, we don't AFK.
Did I even
like
type
this.
after that?
Did you type? What did you type? I'm
Yeah.
curious. But why? He's getting stuck one by one. You are probably referring to Rengar died here, right?
Rengar
Then
died.
Lissandra died, right?
Then
Okay, but
died.
Rengar died because he's a moron, right? Sure. Why did Lissandra die? What do you think Lissandra died here? She kind of tried to help-ish, no?
Yeah.
Okay, but imagine you were more assertive in this case. You recognize that, okay, Rengar is dead. And you, Lissandra, and Darius were together mid lane. Do you think Lissandra would have died like this anymore?
No.
Okay, so basically you killed Lissandra. Right? In a way, not directly, but basically you killed the Lissandra here, right? And this is like...
I think I'm being gaslit here.
this is another like thought process that helped me get over like my teammates dying all the time. Like this especially, like nothing would have happened if you just went mid with Darius together with Lissandra right away. She wouldn't have gotten caught this way, right? So in a way, yes, you basically killed her, but you didn't. But you know what I mean, right? That's the mentality that helped me.
I got her into a bad position.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So you didn't push you didn't push her off the cliff. You just brought her to the top of the mountain. You know, that's what you did, basically. Okay, engage together. You for sure win the 5v5. You're ahead. You know. Here you are even lucky that Jinx recalling gets a kill. This is solid, right? And another thing, like you're doing correctly. Like you just respawned. Allies are fighting, right? What you need to do is be in the game right away. Don't go farming raptors then mid. Be mid instantly. Go right click like you are doing right now. Perfect.
I was also like I wanted my item really badly because of the evolve, and like I know that my 3 item spike is really big, and that's why I exactly did that. Started farming, and also like nobody was in position. Darius soon, yes, but all of us is not.
Exactly what you said right now. Usually, look, teammates are fighting, right? You wanna be there. You wanna right click mid. You wanna be there, right? But now, okay, Rengar goes back. Darius goes to farm bot. Pantheon is under nowhere near. Okay, cool. Nobody's on the front tempo right now. We farm. Cool. This is fine. But as a rule, this is another like rule I want you to remember. Like, be on the tempo when you respawn and the enemies are fighting. Try to get there as soon as possible and forget everything else. And if there's nothing happening, sure, you can get the wolves. Taking wolves here was correct, I believe. And then you get the wave mid, which is fine. And now we are playing together with a team. And recalling here... Okay, we could talk about this recall a little bit. And... Okay, looking at the map, right? What do we know? It's basically like, when in doubt, ask yourself, what do we know on the map?
I mean, they could try to get T2, but the enemy is gonna spawn soon.
Well, and not even talking about like objectives, just talking about your allies and your enemies, right?
Well, we don't know where the enemy is.
Okay, but how many enemies are there?
We split up already.
No, how many enemies are there?
3.
3, okay. How many allies are here?
5. 3 of us in mid, and then like
Pantheon there. So basically you, Pantheon, Lissandra, and Darius are here, right? And you just witnessed enemy taking red buff, right? And Lux and Jinx are dead. So how about instead of recalling here for an item, we stay a bit longer with our teammates because they are trying to do something. They're initiating something, right? What if they start engaging now and they take a 3v3 fight while you recall?
That's why I pinged them inside.
Yeah, but you gotta remember that a lot of the times you can ping all you want, they will never listen. And in this case, that this happens, right? But my opinion, and I think you can clearly see it here, not recalling was better.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And the explanation is simple. It's because enemies are playing together. and you are not playing together. You basically intentionally put yourself in the worst tempo ever, right? For what, an item? You think buying Nashor Tooth would win you the fight here? Why not? Like, if you were there since the beginning, you would have won that fight anyway, right? So this is again another thing I learned kind of recently. Like, I need an item, but it's like me staying here means we outnumber the enemies and we are playing on the same tempo, and yeah, it's way better to do that than to recall, right?
But it's also like interesting from the enemy side. Like, why does the enemy think? Because they don't see me recalling. Why does the enemy think that they can go in here? Like,
that's very simple. It's solo queue, right? They are playing like you are playing in this VOD. They don't count the enemies. They don't know. They don't think about this stuff. Nobody thinks about the stuff I'm saying. Nobody in Master thinks about this stuff. It's crazy, right? And if you start thinking about this stuff, you recognize the situations. Boy, the game is different now. It's crazy, right?
as long as everyone's on the same page, yeah.
But nobody needs to be on the same page as you. You need to follow your teammates, basically, when you know the situation is good, because you are outnumbering them, so you stay. It's simple, right? But allies look at your recall, and because they are random allies, they might not even have noticed that you recalled. That's the thing. So you for sure should have stayed, and you go to base, you go back, and you lost a lot of time for a Nashor that I bet didn't even matter in the next fight, honestly. Let's see what happens though. Okay, that happened. Did you need Nashor for that? No.
We didn't do Nashor, though.
No, didn't need Nashor Tooth. That's what I want to say.
Okay.
You didn't need it to kill him there, right? You didn't need that.
What I'm about to do is disgusting, though. I'm sorry for you as a jinx player.
Let's see. I mean, you one-shot Jinx if she gets too close, that's for sure.
Yes.
That's no doubt about it. You just ult. Like,
Look,
what
Jinx
is
is full HP.
like, what is she doing? She's frontlining. What? Kill her. What is she doing? Of course she's dead. Nice. Of course, she hinted. And you recognize this, right? But like enemies are running it down, right? But again, like in a world where you didn't recall here, right? You would have most likely killed the set, killed the Kha'Zix. You would have gotten tier 2, right? Together. Then after that, you recall together and you go drag together, right? And that's a bit better than the Fiesta that just
I want to ask
happened.
one more thing. Like, after we got mid turret here, we could straight up go to, like, I could straight up go to Dragon with my allies, yes. But I also want to ask about your opinion about, like, maximizing, because I know that they have no chance to steal the Dragon.
Or right now, you mean? Right now?
Yeah, because Jinx is there, she cannot ult it, Kha'Zix is there,
Lux is out. She's 100 HP, right? Their Kha'Zix is dead. So you see somebody use the vision plan here, top side. It's like, who's gonna steal it? Of course you get a wave here. This is obvious. Set this spot. Nobody's on
the like, I didn't join them here, so it's like fine here to not join them.
Here,
but, like,
for sure, you don't join. You never join them here, right?
Like, that's like one thing I was like thinking on, which I could not decide, like, when it's worth more, is like maximizing resources over tempo. Like, when it's better to like play for tempo, like just straight up go for dragon here and leave the resources there, or it's like dragon first, resources first and dragon later.
Okay, this recall is actually the perfect example for this. Do we prioritize getting stronger, getting resources, getting an item over tempo, right? Here. And here you prioritized buying the item instead of tempo, right?
It's like 2 seconds on the enemy spawn, they have home guard. I really did think that, like, it would be an unfair fight. It would be a 4v5 if we fight there.
Okay, but you also forget the fact that Rengar exists and he's pushing bot lane, right? So it's like, if you linger around here and enemies right now, like, they are respawning just about now, right?
Mm.
If you still linger around there, you push the next mid wave with your teammates, right?
Mm.
Suddenly, like even if they have ults here, like Lux, Jinx are just coming back from base, like you might not have initiated anything here, but instead you would have brought Lux and Jinx to you, allowing Rengar to push. But because you recalled, now they can go bot and catch the wave, and now you don't get bot turret, right?
Mm.
And besides that, like enemies took a stupid fight, and maybe if even like maybe they would have sent Lux bot anyway, and apparently she didn't even defend the turret, whatever. Like something tells me that she would have stayed bot anyway, even if you were here, right? And you would have helped the fight a lot more, or you would have prevented anything from happening in the first place. And I still believe like playing tempo here would have been way better, right? Because buying an Azure there, like spending 1,000 gold doesn't change the way you function. You still one-shot the Jinx, it's
I
fine.
definitely think that like tempo matters a ton, but it's like
Tempo
so
is
difficult.
so much more worth it than pretty much anything in the game, man. It's so crazy. Just playing with teammates, being on the map when something's happening is so
But
important.
it's like if I just play for tempo, and then let's say the tempo doesn't pay off because nothing happens, you know. Let's just say that okay, both teams meet, but both are on par, and we just back off of all of us. And
Yeah,
it's
like
like I had
right here,
tempo,
right?
but with the tempo, I didn't get anything.
But in this case, right, with the tempo, you'd have gotten
Yes,
secured
no,
bot
no, no,
turret.
not this case. I'm talking about it in general
I
because
mean,
I understand what I've gotten here.
like in general, like usually when you're playing on tempo, right, like good things will happen, and by that I mean like you take, especially when you're ahead and you take an even fight, you always win it. Or you're like slightly behind, let's say, and you take a bad fight, but your top laner is pushing. That's also positive, right? That's what we need to think about, not just, well, I went with tempo and I died. Oh well, that was bad. Well, not always, right? And in this case, right, like you shouldn't go Drake here because it's secured, whatever. But let's see what happens next to answer that question of should you be on tempo or not. Let's see.
Not much, which will be an FF, I think. Like some people will get caught in just FF. Or the end, basically.
I mean, here you just recall together, so you're on the same tempo, kinda. And here is an example of taking red buff over being on tempo, right?
Yeah.
It's kinda. Eh. A lot of the times recently I stopped kind of taking red buffs in a lot of these positions, and you have red buff like half duration on you anyway. Like,
Yeah. It's just a habit, I don't know.
yeah, like in this case, like you are prioritizing red buff over being there, right? Imagine you were close. Like if you didn't take red buff, you would be where Pantheon is right now, and you would be able to W and ult in. Not ult, you don't have ult. You would be able to W kill the Kha'Zix, for example, right? Or help kill the Lag or anything. That's just an example, and in this game probably wouldn't have mattered, but in a lot of games, man, it matters. Those few seconds matter a lot.
Yeah.
And imagine you were here, like if you didn't take red buff, this wave would have been taken already because you're there to one-shot it, right? And
Yeah.
because the wave would have been taken already, the minions would have been close here already, so you'd be able to pressure way sooner, right?
I suppose I underestimate, like not underestimate, overestimate my ult range because I feel like even if you're on Kai'Sa, as long as you're on an ulti range or like close to ulti range, it's fine if you lag behind the team bit.
I mean, yes, but you don't always want to engage with ultimate, right? Like, what's wrong with hitting the first target for a while and only ulting if there's an enemy
It
caught,
can
right?
work in favor, but I understand. Like in favor of like, oh, the Kai'Sa is not here, we can engage, and then oh, suddenly Kai'Sa is here.
Yeah, but you're gonna find you're gonna find that in a lot of fights, you don't really have an opportunity to ult in the backline. You're just gonna have to use ult more defensively. That's just how it's gonna be.
And then this is just ending here from here.
Yeah, it's
Or
I
maybe
think
not.
there's
I don't know.
nothing. There's not much important things happening anymore in the game, I think.
Oh yeah, they failed the Baron still.
Oh, they
Barely,
went
but
for the
they
Baron
failed.
still.
Yeah,
At least a
but
50-50 Baron, yikes. Oh, you back off to, tell them not
it
to
was very
50-50.
close. Kha'Zix smited at 1.3k. And then, yeah.
And then you go crazy because you're ahead. It's cool.
Yeah, and I know that I had clans, I
Yeah,
had...
you're ahead, you just
Zonia.
win. Yeah, this is fine.
No, it's just... Here, I did realize that, I can use my abilities offense. I go in, Kha'Zix has ult, Kha'Zix can kill me pretty fast, but I have Zonia, I have clans.
Yeah, and you have your teammates, right? Perfect.
Yeah.
It's good. It's fine. This was fine. You finally recognized, hey, we're actually stronger, but that could have happened way sooner, right? I want to talk more about this Baron first, though. Baron 50-50s are scary. Sometimes solo queue is solo queue, right? All you can do is not hit it and maybe go around a little poke with W, maybe. For sure here, I feel like here Pantheon Issander should have been over the wall to just stop him, right? As an ADC, it's a bit annoying that
one
you
thing
can't
was
do much.
that, and the other was it was on 3,500 health, and I was like, okay, wait, don't hit it more. They had TF ult, we wanted to see what's the next move, because then Kha'Zix could be just jumping up in 3 or 2.5.
Honestly, I agree with you not hitting Baron anymore here.
That's why I completely stopped hitting Baron, because then it's just
as an ADC, sometimes this is all you can do. It is what it is, right? Maybe trying to W sooner than engage on them instantly to draw attention from Baron, then you stopwatch. Sure, that's advanced stuff, whatever. You can't do that every game, right? This is fine. You stop till you recognize it's a 50-50. That's honestly good. It's fine. No big deal there. Okay, that was... I hope you learned a lot. You saw how many mistakes were still being made by you, right?
Yeah, that's why I
the little
especially
things.
this one. Because I felt like I had a good stat, yeah, sure, good KD and whatnot, but I felt like I was just not in the game.
Yeah, especially
my team has carried me and I didn't really deserve it, so it's like, yeah.
I think that happened. Where was that fight? Where was even that fight? The one where you were in here, exactly. This is, I think, when you are feeling like you're not doing anything and you're useless. And yeah, in mid game, late game, you need to avoid this kind of stuff. Always try to do something on the tempo line. Be active, right? And especially when you're in a winning game, you need to do something. If you die and you get something on the other side of the map, that's good. It's fine. It's not a big deal. And when you're behind, let's say, about prioritizing tempo over fighting. When you're behind, you might not want to join 4v4 fights, for example. If there's a huge wave somewhere and you get a wave, that's kind of fine. But it depends on the game and the situation, right?
And what time in the game it is.
What time it is, what do you play? Do you play freaking Jinx against 3 assassins? Of course I don't want to fight. Of course I'm going to go for the free wave to buy a GA eventually. Because if I go in the fight, I know I'm not going to do anything. Then for sure, prioritize farm. But when you're even or ahead, if you have more numbers than they do, always fight. That's even when you're behind. If you have more numbers, fight no matter what. But if it's 4v4, for example, if you're even, you need to assess a bit more, see what they have, see what you can do to outplay them, and rely on mechanics a bit more. And if you're ahead, for example, you just always take the 4v4 fights. You win. You're just ahead. You're an ADC that's ahead, of course you win even fights. And try not to FK again. Try to play in tempo, no matter what. And especially if you see allies doing something, do something. Don't always just walk to them, towards this Pantheon here. You see, mid lane is an option too. That's what you need to learn also. And for you, honestly, the early game is super important based on your play style. And try to have that plan in loading screen more. Think what you need to do. Think about your allies' abilities. Alexander uses Q, okay. Level 2 is coming. We don't use Q like this. That's int. Now, if you want to go in, and Lissandra wants to go in, you're not even walking up with her, right? And we're wasting that long, precious W cooldown.
I feel like it's hard for me to adjust to weaker early game champions like Kai'Sa. Like
true.
once it scales, sure, but like
Mhm.
my usual play style is like knowing that I'm strong on Varus, knowing that I have a lot of damage, I have a lot of really good all-in, like really good passive as well. So
Yeah.
it's usually like, just dominating lane and then steamrolling through the enemy. Like usually that's my play style.
Yeah, but again, you gotta remember that no matter what champion you play,
Yeah.
that's not an excuse to forget the
Yeah,
basics,
that's
right?
why I was like feeling a bit off because I spent a lot of Varus games lately. And I just like picking a weaker early game champion all of a sudden is just
No,
not
in
as
my opinion, just keep playing Varus. Why not? It's like telling me not to play Jinx. What the
I
heck?
I mean, I understand that, but I also want to like not just be a one-trick pony. Like big Varus, and I
I
cannot do
mean,
anything anymore.
yeah, of course, like have other
That's
champions. I
why
agree with expanding your champion pool, which is good. Yeah, it's great that you're doing it. Honestly, it's gonna help you.
I
But
believe this game. Uh, like I felt like I was too immobile if I just pick Varus,
mhm. Sure,
and
that's
that's why
good
I didn't.
reasoning. Good reasoning. There you go. Good reasoning. You have a reason to pick another champion, do it and adapt. But again, like even if you play Kaisa here or you play Varus, with Kaisa you press Q on those minions to get level 2. On Varus you would have pressed E. It's still bad,
No,
right?
I don't know. On Varus, I wouldn't have pressed it because it does some little damage compared to Kaisaki.
That's true. But I hope you get the point. Like,
Yeah, I
yeah,
do. I do.
yeah. You need
It's
to think
like
about the
instead of
stuff.
wave, I just press it randomly on enemy team to poke them, and I do
Yeah,
that. But so it's like, what does it do? Nothing.
and also, don't frontline as ADC because
I was
yeah,
tunnel visioning
yeah.
here. Like I was front lining, quote unquote, in here, but in my mind, like I was so tunnel vision that I thought Rengar was like right behind the Kazakhs, and they were like collapsing on Kazakhs,
Mhm.
and like we want to be close to him so he cannot escape one route.
Yeah, this is
Like,
another thing about League. The fact that like you make a plan, you see, okay, this is what's happening, but suddenly Rengar doesn't go in the river anymore, right? We need to see that to spot that and adapt again, right? That's also what we need to do.
mm.
Because Jinx here was exactly the same mistake. Frontlining because look, they start low HP. We don't adapt to anything else. We just tunnel vision go in,
I don't know why
and
she
that's where
didn't
we
use
die.
that.
Yeah, she's just tunnel vision like you did in the early game, right? That's what happened here to her. But yeah, like if you fix these mistakes, like for sure you climb more than master. Like there's no way because again, like master players make these mistakes so often, and if you stop making these mistakes, you'll get above master. It's that simple. Honestly, it's so simple. But yeah,
So
it's simple to say, but executing it, applying it,
I
of course, is
I
way
wrote
harder.
them down. So overall, you said that I should fight with team more, play around cooldowns more early game, and pointing out which skills I need to play around.
Mhm.
Uh, More tempo, and
Tempo is important.
try to AFK as little as possible. Don't use abilities always, and plan on loading screen and less tunnel vision.
Perfect. You get GM for sure if you do this. Challenger, maybe. Who knows?